Hey, welcome back to the channel. There's a huge game this weekend, as I'm sure you know, and South Africa, as always, have announced their team early. The gauntlet has been thrown into the ring, and yeah, it's going to be up to Ireland to respond later. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So the big news is the 7-1 split. So there are 2 points I want to make about this. The first point being that this is a tactical decision, as stated by the coach Jack. New Zealand was more of a necessity. They had injuries, and 7-1 split was like an accident. But this time it's for tactical reasons. So we'll talk about a bit later what those reasons are. The second point I want to make is that you get the feeling there'll be copycats or wannabe copycats who will try and emulate what South Africa are doing this week, particularly if it goes well. And I think everyone has to bear in mind, they're not just bringing on 7 subs, replacements. They're bringing on 7 world-class substitutions in their positions. All of them are absolutely fantastic players in their own right. So that kind of adds to the spice of the moment. So yeah, let's get into actual team selection. There were 13 changes made from the South African side that beat Romania recently, last week. And but it's pretty much the team that played Scotland. So the backline, I think, is exactly the same as the team that played against Scotland. Mosta and Eben Etzebeth in the second row. Visa is at number 8, etc. So it's looking like an extremely strong side. It's hard to say their first 15 with this South African side, but certainly a very, very strong side, as strong as they could possibly pick to start the match, I think. So Reinach is the only back on the bench, and he's going to be covering scrum half, obviously, and also the wings. If he may be able to cover other positions, nothing would surprise me at this point, but he's the only guy. So yeah, it's quite amazing, really. To see those 7 forwards come on against New Zealand was a formidable sight. So I'm wondering if we'll see it again against Ireland. And the last point to note about this game is that this is the first time that South Africa have played Ireland in a Rugby World Cup. So that is just adding extra spice to the game. And Ireland are going for an historic run in the World Cup. They've never been past the quarterfinals, as is well known. And I think they're looking to win it. And they're playing against the defending champions who are also looking to go back to back. So there's so much on this game, even though it's just the group stage. The biggest game of the World Cup, no doubt, so far. So let's get on to the point that I made earlier about this being a tactical decision, the 7-1 split. So last autumn, South Africa played Ireland over in Ireland, and I made a video about it, and I reviewed the match, and it was a very physical encounter. Now, on that day, Ireland were able to match the South Africans physically, and I think because of that, they ended up squeaking out a win. So I think South Africa now are doubling down on their strength. Now, South Africa have developed a very good back play, and they spin the ball wide as well as anyone in the World Rugby. But the beating heart of this team is still the pack, the front 8. And I think with the personnel they have available, they're trying to really tip the scale in their favour in that department, scrum, line out, and just physicality in general. Ireland can match them with their first choice 15, but when those fresh legs come on, do Ireland have the personnel to back up the starting 8? It's questionable, and I think we're going to find out this weekend. As I mentioned earlier, it was a sight to behold, those magnificent 7 coming on against New Zealand, and they definitely did a job. And the psychological and physical kind of challenge that Ireland are going to have to deal with is going to be profound. So I'm very, very interested to see how they respond. Do they have any kind of contingency plans for it? Or is it just a case of mental strength and physical strength? I'm interested to see how they deal with it, if they do anything special to deal with it, really, or just keep playing the game. A final point on this is that last time against New Zealand, Steph Totoy was the only player that was left on the pitch. after they brought the subs on, and he got yellow carded soon after. So any advantage was kind of slightly nullified, I think, even though it did work with just the 7 forwards. But if they can keep 8 on the pitch, who knows what could happen. I mean, it could completely change the direction of the game. So we're going to have to wait and see with that. There are a lot of variations and things that can happen in the meantime until we get up to about like the 60-minute mark, I think is probably when they'll come on for that last 30. But yeah, it's going to be epic to watch. The second point is as I mentioned, you can see a lot of teams thinking, oh, well, South Africa did it, we can do it. You can't just go straight with the 7-1 split. South Africa have been developing these players for a long time, and because of the caliber of their squad, now they're able to introduce this kind of visionary maverick plan to actually replace the pack. I mean, with the backs they could probably do it too, but with the pack, as I say, that's their bread and butter, and I think they really can kind of turn the screw on Ireland. They have great players to come on. Particularly excited to see Klein and Snyman come on. They've both got history with Ireland. Klein actually haven't played for Ireland previously, so they're going to want to prove a point, and they're going to come on all guns blazing. So it's going to be absolutely epic. Like I say, these aren't just 7 substitutions, they're 7 world-class substitutions. The gauntlet has been thrown down, no doubt about it. And how will Ireland respond? I don't think Faz Farrell will actually do anything. I think Ireland are very confident in the way they play, particularly in the group stage. They will not want to kind of be seen to be reacting to the South African squad selection. I think that would give South Africa a psychological boost. So Ireland will do exactly what they've been doing so far. They will go out and try and play their game. They will try and dominate the breakdown, and they will try and match the South Africans physically. They'll put the ball out, runners, etc. But I don't think we'll see like any countermeasures explicitly from Farrell. It is very much a case of the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. South Africa's defence was awesome against Scotland, and Scotland are a very dangerous team going forward. So can we get a repeat performance from the BOKS? I would say yes, because the BOKS now have added this dimension to their game where they can spin it out wide. They've lightning quick players on the wing, and yeah, they can do some damage in all areas of the field. Ireland, I think they haven't had the biggest challenges in the World Cup so far, so maybe they need to shake a bit of the rust off. So I would just say South Africa are going to edge this one actually. Ireland will, I think, up their game, but yeah, I don't think they're going to have enough at this stage to beat South Africa. But yeah, that's my prediction. So I can't wait to see how it goes on Saturday. So it's going to be an epic game. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to it, as am I. So yeah, let's go. All right, thank you for listening to this preview, I guess. And please like, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.